In this video, I completely run out of tyres in the Honda NSX, and we have a fantastic race here with the Dutchman. Hello everyone, and welcome back to a Beat the Meta video where we're in the Honda NSX, if you hadn't already guessed from the thumbnail at least. Anyway, we're at Spa in GT3, Group 3, whatever you want to call this category. My favourite class of racing, and we're doing Beat the Meta. Now, if you haven't subscribed already, please do subscribe. We're very close to 40k now, and the special is coming. If you haven't seen the previous video on that, I'll link it at the very end. Right, got into turn one here in the NSX. We're on the medium tyres first of all. Oh, hello. Somebody... Wrong way, mate. You got to go this way. As they disappeared to the left as we continue on now behind Andy GT78. Get towards the end of the lap here at Spa, lap number 1, as we head towards the right-hander. Now, what is Beat the Meta, if you are wondering? Okay, so Beat the Meta, we take the non-meta car, which is essentially the non-best car to pick in terms of winning this race, and we go and try and win the race in that car. Now, you guys vote for this, so do put your votes in the comments, and there's a table at the end to show you where we're at with the votes at the moment as we go through Blanchimon here and get ever closer to Andy here as we... Well, he goes left. I'm going to go right, then I'm going to send it down the inside in the NSX. Do we get it stopped? We do indeed. That is one position gain then. So yes, Beat the Meta, we try and win in this car. We don't always win as well, by the way, folks. So sometimes we win, sometimes I just give up because it's too hard, and we go from there as we see somebody else there. The very finish. We're finished flag. Just well, losing rear end, coming back on circuit there. Taking the inside line. We try to go around the outside. We go a bit deep here. We're side by side with that finish driver, and we do get a better exit. So I'm assuming they've got dirt on their tyres. So yes, that is the goal. Why am I starting last in the first race? We always do a last to first to see if the car is even viable. If I can see it's a little bit viable, I will then try it out. Obviously, I don't always pick the highest votes, as we see some smoke up ahead. There were 3 wide at one point there up ahead. So the GTR and the Supra are the best cars here as we go into the pits. And did anybody notice anything as I went into the pits? That is a question for you there. Yeah, there it is, folks. I crossed the white line just there. I was trying to avoid the inside there, and I didn't have my indicator mapped. I really do need to do that on that Fanatec wheel now. Get it mapped so I can actually indicate where I'm going. So 3-second penalty for crossing the white lines. So yeah, we're going to have to take that in this race. But we can still see how we're going to do in terms of the NSX. It does mean we're not going to win in this first race. We've never won in the first race. We've been close. Not quite done it. Now, I wasn't going to overtake Andy here. I was catching up slowly but surely. It's more just to see my braking marker here, so I was going to brake early, and that's what I do. Unfortunately, I think I scared Andy into the mistake then. As they go a bit deep, we're going to go around the outside, and we are going to get that position then. Wasn't intentional, but hey, we'll take a position where we can take a position as we continue on out of there. We're, of course, going to advance after I've taken that penalty then, lap number 4, as we go into the right-hander. We've got Midnight Pumpkin up ahead, going very deep there into the right-hander, and we're going to try and look around the outside of the Supra driver. And as we go to this left, they defend that very nicely indeed as we continue on out. They're definitely on pad, I suspect, by the movements. So I was trying to judge where they were and how they're going to react in this situation. Because obviously I have the car behind. I'm going for the overtake where I can here. It's all on me to get this right. And unfortunately, I don't quite get it right so far as I go through Puon then. Heading towards the right-left here, the longer chicane. So in we go then. Can we get past the Supra? Now, the Supra is a very quick car. Very quick indeed. We've done a car profile on the Supra already. We know it's fast in a straight line, so it's very difficult to overtake. Also difficult to overtake somebody who's already off the circuit there, as we see a Nissan GTR coming on there from the Frenchman. But we continue on through the right-hander. You can see the Supra has extended that gap then. We go to lap number 6 then. We're back behind the Supra as we go into the left-hander. And then chuck it in to the right. They go a bit wide there, missing the apex there. So we do have a good run on the Supra as we head down towards the right-hander. They just lift off and let me go here, which is very kind of them. Didn't have to do that at all as we go side by side through here. And we do get the job done. So up into P13 we go. Not too shabby to say we had a 3-second penalty earlier on as we go through that left-hander. About a bit further on then, we catch up to the McLaren of P13 black. Well, P13, I think you need to go back into P13, so I'll have P12, thank you, as we go through the left-hander then and head towards the bus stop chicane once again. We're going to do the same move we did earlier on lap number, what was it, 2 or 1? Can't even remember what lap it was now. Down the inside of McLaren and up another position. Does anybody notice anything here? So we obviously have tyre wear here. It's quite high in terms of the multiplier. That tyre wear is going lower and lower very quickly. And as we go on to lap 7 here, you can see here the rear is starting to go on this car. And I'm struggling to actually keep hold of the car now. Let's go into this right-hander then. Trying to stay side by side here. Trying to keep ahead. But again, the rear goes on me here. And as we head down towards this right-hander, I'm going to brake early here to try and slow the car down. But again, the car just wants to understeer at this moment. So I do let P13 Black go. I felt I compromised a bit too much there in terms of racing. So I do let them go. And everybody behind me now is catching me up very quickly because the car... yeah, it's struggling. It really is struggling. So what I do is I go towards the left just to let them go here. Unfortunately, the GTR spins, but Midnight Pumpkin there goes through. I'm going to call you Pumpkin because I'm assuming it's not Boom King. I don't know. As we continue on through here and carry on as we get towards the end of the lap here at Spa. Lap number 7 then. Another person is off, so we're back into P13 as we continue on through. But we've got to try and survive another lap here on tyres. Yeah, they're pretty well worn, so we can't pit on lap number 2. We definitely figured that one out as we go to the end of the Kemmel Straight on the final lap. Midnight Pumpkin there with a 0.5 penalty, and you can see here I am struggling. I've actually turned traction control on to 1 here to try and survive this lap and see if we can keep up with the Supra up ahead as we continue on down towards this right-hander. And you are going to see me struggle here now. The car just wants to spin out. You see that left rear has completely gone. Again, more oversteer. We've got Supra coming through then in terms of the Swiss driver there. Speed back towards the end. I did survive, but we just lost so much time there. A 2:25 lap. That is so slow. But so we know we can't pit on lap 2. That's another reason why I do last to first. We've got to figure out the strategy for this car. Okay, now normally I go straight into race 2 in terms of the video. However, we're going into race number 4 because race 2 is boring and we do have a 2:14.5. Now, I'm going to say this. I did put a setup on the car because I kind of figured that Beat the Meta is already hard enough. Now, I need a setup because a lot of everybody else is technically using a setup, using the Meta car. So, we're at that stage where if I don't put a setup on, I'm double hitting myself essentially, not using a Meta car and not using a setup. So I went to GT Planet and took one of Piano's setups for the NSX Gr.3 car, and that's what I'm using. And I'll put a link in the description to some of those setups because they're really good and it improved my time instantly by what I want to say 8 tenths or so. So a really good setup. We went around the outside of Wassim there. They had an incident with Time Killer in Toon-les-Combe, so we did gain a couple of positions there as we go into Blanchimont then, and that Nissan GTR is catching up to me very quickly indeed. Gonna go hard on the anchors then and slowing the car down here for the bus stop chicane. What's going to happen up ahead? Dino into the pits. So we saw on the previous race, Dino was pitting lap 1, changed it to lap 2, maybe struggling on the final lap there, going in on lap 1. Now we stay out on the mediums till lap number 4. I kind of figured this would be the strategy for me because, oh, hello! Yeah, don't touch curbs in this car, by the way. It really doesn't like curbs. Any unsettling, it just flies off the rails. It really does. Now, that could be setup related. I'm not too sure, but I don't think it is. I think it's genuinely this car. It really struggles with weight. It really does. As we come out the pits then, we're at P4 then in terms of positions. So that's where we sort of went in the pits and we come out the same, you know, before the pit stops happen, that is. We get to lap number 5. We've got Time Killer behind us now. We got a bit deep there into the bus stop chicane, and we know how fast that Supra is. So I wanted to see the gap really in terms of what I need to make sure the Supra doesn't overtake me. Let's see what happens then as we head towards turn 1 then. Supra there taking the racing line. They know they're going to overtake me on the straight. Is Time Killer as we go into the right-hander. I know that already. Time Killer's just waiting and preparing for the Kemmel Straight to fly by. As we continue on out here, so we've got 0.3 of a second on the Supra. They're not even saying in the slipstream. They're that confident. And to be honest, if I was in the Supra, I'd be that confident as well. So we're going to head up Eau Rouge Radion then, and over the crest we go. So here we go. The Supra catching me and about to overtake me. That thing flies. It really does fly, and it does mean it's going to be a struggle, this one. It really does mean it's going to be a struggle. It's also why we're on race number 4 of this one. And if you have a look at the video length, we've got a long way to go. So whether we do this or not, you'll have to wait and see, because sometimes I just give up where it's just impossible. And if Supras are involved, sometimes that is the case, even if I put in a fantastic lap. Lap number 7 then, quid through the right-hander here. Time Killer goes off here, but luckily catches it there. Beautiful little catch. It's very slippy out there. Comes back on the circuit. But there's one thing you do get for going out there. And what is that? Yes, it's a 0.5 second penalty, and Time Killer is going to get that there. So all I have to do now is stay with Time Killer. Now, I picked on lap 4, so the tyres should be fresh as a daisy here as we head towards the bus stop chicane. And I wasn't looking to really get the position here. Again, it's just looking for my brake marking in case Time Killer went a bit deep with those dirty tyres. I'm going to go through the left-hander here and continue on out. Again, I'm not looking to overtake here. Essentially, I want to stay behind Time Killer because they have that penalty. I've got nothing to really gain here, and I don't lose time to the Turkish driver behind. So again, letting off as we go into turn 1, then through we go. The car didn't like turn 1 a lot, to be honest with you. It does like to oversteer a lot there, just from the weight shift. It really is impacted by weight transfer, this NSX. Feels like more than the Audi R8 does now. Like the Audi R8 used to be one of those cars. The Ferrari was the same. But it feels like the NSX. In time trial, the NSX is actually really good. A really good car, but in literal race spec, it's horrible, which is really weird, because most cars are the other way around. We come home in P4 then, though we do beat a lot of A+ drivers, and that is the final rule I do want to mention. We have to have at least one A+ driver in the lobby for Beat the Meta to count in terms of a race victory, if we do get it. Now, we're back out, and race at number 7 we're at now, and we've got a 2:14.2. There's definitely a 2:13 possible in terms of this car in time trial with the setup I was using. So, you know, it's very much up there in time trial pace, but in race spec, yeah, it's very difficult indeed. So we continue out of turn 1 here. Oh, he's built a gap for me. He's built a gap. Go on, Tidge. Run. Yeah, Supra started behind me. They made a mistake at the exit of turn 1. It builds a gap here, and we're going to look in our rear view mirror. Where's that GTR going? They're going in the pits. Okay, now remember, my strategy at the moment is 4-4, and they're coming in a lap 2, so potentially an undercut happening there from the Dutch driver. Shout out to the Dutch driver as well. They said they're a fan. Hello to you, Jills. As we continue on towards the exit of the pits. And there is that GTR in the rear view mirror. So obviously they're going to have the advantage here. But I have 2-lap pressure tyres. This should be on for me. Unlike Donkey Kong, race number 7 is literally been a chore, this one, a little bit, to be honest with you. Because it's been such hard work racing this car in the race, because it just wants to slide everywhere. It really does. Now, this was my first race of this day, so I was a bit rough around the edges, to be honest with you, in terms of my driving as we head towards Lake Holm then. So I've got a few laps to do this then as we go into the right-hander, and the Dutch driver pair goes a bit deep here. Goes a bit deep, so that gives me an advantage, gets me close very quickly. As we come through here, they defend the inside line, which I wasn't expecting. Good defense though, because I had then had to go on the outside here. As we head down here, I noticed they try and outbrake me here, so I was trying to go for the cutback, but they stopped the car very nicely indeed. A little bit wide, however, on exit, so I'm like, okay, can I get the run? But no, they defend it beautifully. Really well defended, really was indeed. As we continue on out of here, defending at P1 then, but I am not noticing the Spaniard coming behind here. He started in P2 behind me, and he is flying right now as we go into the left then. Defends it nicely again, knows I was going to go for that little cutback. Doesn't quite work. Then the Supra appears out of nowhere. 2-second gap just closed in just like that. So now it's a 3-way fight for P1 as we go into here. Slight tap, that was nothing major. I went a bit deep, I felt, and then the car rotated. They just tapped me. It's nothing major that at all, just a racing incident as we continue on then in towards the right, and out we go. So obviously this is fight for P1. The actual P1 driver has to pit yet. They started on soft. So we go through here, a little bit of oversteer. You're seeing how tricky the car actually is to drive. It really does like to oversteer here as we continue towards Blanchimont. Super gives me a nice little bump draft. Thank you very much indeed then. And you can see there. Oh no, they're on medium tyres. Apologies. 5 laps on mediums. That's a bit of a weird strategy, isn't it? Anyway, I didn't realize we were on mediums there as we head towards bus stop chicane. The Supra's looking round the outside. I noticed they're going to go for it, so I stick towards the inside here. So I just got off the sausage a little bit there. I'll let them go because I did tap them there as we continue on out. Really good move there by the Spaniard there as we're going to advance a bit further on then. Lap number 6, we're going into here. Look at that, we're 3 temps up on purple. Happy days indeed. That's the Supra slipstream helping me out there massively as we go through the right-hander. However, the Supra's not going to help themselves. They go a bit too wide. That understeer the Supra coming into play then. I'm going to go down the inside. I thought it was all over when that Supra got by me, if I'm brutally honest. But now we're able to get back past that Toyota Supra because they've got dirt on their tyres. They're still struggling with that rear end. And as we continue on through here, remember, the GTR up ahead pitted 2 laps earlier than me, and we're getting towards the end of the race now. They are starting to struggle on these tyres. You can see up ahead they're struggling. You see my car's rotating as well as we continue on out of here and heading towards the right-hander. In we go as we exit that corner, and you can see them right there. In towards the right we go and continue on through. They understeer a little bit. They nearly touched the slippy stuff. They definitely did lift there, and we've got a good run on the Dutch driver then as he heads towards Blanchimont. Here we go. I'm going to leave you with a bit of the VOD then and my reaction as we go through Blanchimont. Nearly. Yeah, I nearly lost the rear end there as we go in towards braking zone. The Supra is coming as well, and the Dutchman goes a bit deep. Let's jump back to some reactions. Oh, come on, dude. No, I would have had that. Oh, come on. Oh, damn it. Oh, I'd have had that. I would have had that one. Oh. I would have had that. I would have had it. Damn it, man. Yeah, it was just a mistake there. 3 coming out of the corner. I know it was a mistake, though. I do know it was a mistake. Alexa, lights on. So yes, it was a mistake there by the Spaniard. Just a slight tap. They let me go as well. All good, all fair. And we did another race after they absolutely obliterated me. That Spanish driver is very quick indeed. So we jumped to race number 9. They start behind me again. And I was wondering, what on earth can I do here? The Supras are so strong in a straight line. So let's have a look what happens here then. Oh, he's binned it! He's binned it! He's binned it! He's binned it! Oh, come on, now we've got a chance. We've got a chance, boys and girls. We have an actual chance at winning Beat the Meta. Right, okay, let's focus because I don't have too many more attempts that I can try this. So let's see if we can do it on this try as we go to the end of lap 2. Now, Jack is behind us, a part of RTR. They're in the Genesis and they're going to go in the pits, lap number 2. So I was like, okay, I can't really stay out to lap 4 here. I'm going to get a big undercut happen there. So what I'm going to do is I've actually decided to go in the pits on lap number 3 and try and cope with the tyre wear at the very end. So it's not lap 2 pit, lap 3. It's 1 lap later. Let's see what happens. Now we leave here. Muscafi is up ahead. I know Muscafi's been doing 4-4 throughout all the races. I've seen Muscafi. And behind we've got Jack, who hasn't undercut me just yet here. I did do a good in-lap there on lap number 3. But that gap is closing because they have the advantage out of La Source. Here we go then. They're in the slipstream. How quick is that Genesis as we continue on towards the Kemmel straight? That Genesis is catching, but not as much as the Supra. We go towards the racing line then because I feel I can take that now as we go towards the braking zone. In we go. Looking to slow the car down then. And we do indeed. So we are ahead for now. We are ahead. Can we keep it that way? That is the question. Well, we are going to advance towards the end of the lap where we catch up to Muscafi. I knew Muscafi was coming in the pits. They indicated as well. But coming in here is just going to compromise me a little bit there. You can see that indicator. So I've got to take a tighter line through here. And that allows Jack to catch up. Now, the exit off the chicane is where I am very fast compared to other cars because it's an MR car. The weight pushes down. I can accelerate out. They get a lot of oversteer. And as we head towards the source, it's the same situation here. Can I break that gap as I come through here? Looking to accelerate out. But Jack gets a really good exit there, to be honest, in terms of the Genesis as we continue on out here. And Jack is under 0.4 of a second behind me then. Is that close enough to get the slipstream and go flying on by this Honda NSX? That is the question as we continue on up here then. Jack is getting closer, closer, closer. Goes towards that outside line then. And it looks like that Genesis is going to go on by. We're level at the moment. Not quite Supra-like pushing past here as we head towards that braking zone. In we go. We're side by side. But Jack just gets it done here. Well played to Jack. And as I came through here, I noticed there was a tiny tap on Jack that I did there. So I let off to let Jack go there. Apologies for that slight tap. I think Jack waxed his hands on there to recognise that as well. But all good as we advance to lap number 6. And I'm really just hoping now that the tyres go on it. But oh, a big moment of Blanchimon. I tried to come back in a bit too early there. Clipped the grass there and got a huge amount of oversteer as we go into the bus stop chicane then. And I'm trying to really just stay as close as I can to Jack to really get the slipstream advantage if I can. Jack, unfortunately, gets the exit of the chicane wrong. So I'm going to go on by. But what does this mean? Well, Jack's just going to have the slipstream on the next straight, isn't he? Like he did last time. So heading in towards the braking zone. We are in the P1 once again. Can we beat out of here as quick as we can? We get a much better exit here than Jack. That gap now is 0.5 of a second rather than 0.4 of a second. Will that 10th make all the difference? That is the question then as we go to Eau Rouge and Radion. Then through we go. Make sure we don't clip the curb on the right because it does send you a bit of oversteer there. But we get none this time as Jack is getting closer. 0.2 of a second this time. I stick towards the right-hand side. That's not quite alongside, but getting a bigger slingshot this time is Jack as we head towards Lake Como. Here we go. Onto the brakes I go. I'll brake a tiny bit later. And I do make the apex here as we continue on through. I'm through. I am ahead. Here we go, folks. Beat the Meta is back on as we go into the right. I'm going to have to leg it now. Yes, I'm going to have to leg it indeed because of those tyres. I think his tyres have gone. I think Jack's tyres have gone. Yeah, I believe Jack's tyres are gone, but I know what's going to happen with me. I really do. It's going to be scarier for me. But mine go on the next lap, so I'm really going to push. Come on, please. I just want this done. I'm so sick of this bloody combo. I am sick of this combo. Toyota Supras do my nutting. They really do, and they just fly on by as I go into the left and carry on. Drive sensibly now, Tidge. No pushing. You heard me there. No pushing. Try and survive this. Jack is only half a second behind now. Half a second. And you're going to see this car. It's just going to be all over the place as we go into the right. Notice, look at the oversteer straight away. I'm trying to catch it. And no, Jack's tyres are a bit rubbish as well. We head towards the chicane then. We just have to survive the chicane. I am going so slowly through the chicane now. Look at my tyre wear. Look at everything. Can we do it? That is the question. Yes! Oh, thank God. I don't have to do this stupid race again. Oh, yes. Come on. Oh, dear me. That was a pain. It was a pain indeed because the tyres just wouldn't last on this car. It's why high multipliers are pretty rubbish in my opinion. However, a brilliant race with Jack there. Brilliant race with a lot of people in this one. There were some dodgy races as well where people just did stupid things or pushed me off the track or whatever it might be. But we did it. We did it. And here are all the cars we have done it in already. So in terms of Beat the Meta, we've got first in all of those. If it's your favorite car is there and you haven't seen it, make sure you check out the playlist in the description. Somebody said that the playlist was broken last time. I have fixed that on all of them, so you should be able to access it below and you should be able to find your favorite video or watch them all, to be honest with you. See there, the Honda NSX is in now. You voted for that 24 times. 24 votes now that car is up to. Remember, if you haven't seen your favorite car in this list, it's alphabetical in terms of this until we get to results. Sorry, results, alphabetical, and then votes. So you can see there. So if you've not seen your favorite car, put it in the comments. And once you've got a heart on it, that vote goes in. As you can see here, we've got some seconds there. We've got the Ford GTL and race car spec 2, the GT500 of the Nissan GTR, Suzuki Vision Gran Turismo, and the Peugeot Vision Gran Turismo car. They're cars we haven't done. The Lexus is next up on the votes. Got 23 votes for that Lexus. Nearly was there. The McLaren has been the top for a while, but that's changed recently, just with some of those new votes in. And you can see we're getting down to the more bottom end of the votes where the Subaru is. The Mitsubishi Lancer, obviously they're great competitors, those two, just because of the Subaru-Mitsubishi rivalry that we know from rallying, of course. But these are, we're in the 40s now in terms of the cars. There are 48 cars, I believe, in a Group 3. So we are doing them all. We are going to win in all of them. I'm going to try my best. As you see, the last 3 of them there don't even have votes. Maybe vote for them. I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of cars still to go. But we've done a lot as well, It's been good fun. Big pain at times as well. I'm pushing hard and I do this for the fun of it. I do this for the video and the series and the enjoyment of making this video as well. It's good content, it's good fun, and sometimes it is a pain, but it is good fun. Now, if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe to the channel. It really is appreciated, as I appreciate all the support, and it tells me that you do like the videos. Now, if you want to see a previous Beat the Meta, it's right there for you. Or yesterday's video where I talk about the channel and what is coming up on the channel there on the right-hand side. A big thank you so much for the support, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very soon.